After Spider-Man gets shot and goes to the doctor to check if everything was okay, Peter gets surprised when he discovers that he was actually dying. And now that Spider-Man realizes that his powers were also starting to fail, since he could not even stick to walls anymore, his friends start getting a bit worried about him, and Peter is sent to the greatest geniuses on the planet so they could run some tests on him. And as soon as Mr. Fantastic discovers that Spider-Man was dying because of the radiation coming from his own powers, the Avengers just go after the Hulk to ask for his opinion because of his experience with radioactivity. However, when not even Banner knew exactly what to do about Peter's illness, Bruce suggests that Spider-Man go to Wakanda to check the medicine there. And as soon as Peter arrives in Africa and meets Black Panther, the two go to T'Challa's laboratory, and he tells Peter that he would get his results in a few days. Some time then passes, and while Peter takes advantage of the stay to make some braids, Black Panther finally appears with the results of his tests and unfortunately says that he also could not help him. But now that Spider-Man was sure science could not help him, Peter tries his last option and turns to magic, going straight to talk with Dr. Strange. Stephen then starts analyzing Peter's illness, and as soon as he discovers that the cause of it was actually supernatural, Strange concludes that there was nothing to be done and just comforts Peter, saying that he had a good life. And now that Spider-Man was trying to process that he was going to die, suddenly Morlun appears and quickly starts beating Peter up, already leaving him on the verge of death without even needing the illness. However, since he also wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to feed on Peter's soul, Morlun chooses to leave him alive and waits for Spider-Man to eventually be taken to the hospital. Some time passes, and as soon as Mary Jane discovers that Peter was in critical condition, she quickly runs straight to his hospital room, but only to see that Morlun was already there, about to consume him. Mary Jane then jumps on Morlun, telling him to leave Peter alone, but as soon as he throws her against the wall and also quickly breaks her arm, Peter mysteriously wakes up possessed and at the same moment jumps onto Morlun with everything he's got, now pinning him to the floor with his fangs and simply killing him in a horrible way, but only to return to normal a short time later and end up dying in Mary Jane's arms. However, after Peter's body is taken to the Avengers Tower and Mary Jane goes there later to see him, MJ ends up shocked, seeing that everything there was actually just Peter's open and abandoned shell, now revealing that that was not the real Peter and that the original was hidden inside a web cocoon underneath a New York bridge. We then see Peter's soul in another realm, communicating with a giant spider called the Other, which basically offers him a deal to bring him back to life, saying that for that he would need to embrace the mystical side of his powers and abandon his more human side, like his artificial web shooters. Peter then starts thinking about the spider's offer, and as soon as he finally decides to accept it, his body immediately emerges from its cocoon, and Peter is reborn as a new person, now returning to Mary Jane and Aunt May to warn them that he was alive, and then going to Mr. Fantastic to run more tests, thus confirming that he was completely cured. And as soon as Spider-Man returns to his normal routine, Peter ends up realizing that besides being fine, he also now had new powers, since he could release spikes from his wrists and learned how to produce organic webs as well, finally embracing his spider side to the fullest.